Hi guys! So I've got a couple of free hours this morning, so I'm just going to be making a few different videos and uploading them today because I've got a really busy week coming up, so I'm not going to be sure if I'm going to be able to do much on my channel. But I just want to talk about a few different topics that they're not really related to mud fossils, but I really believe that everybody should know about them. And the first video is about grounding. And I know there's a big massive movement with this at the moment, like people are really waking up to the power of walking barefoot. You know, for the longest time it's had this real massive hippie stigma to it, and people wouldn't do it because, you know, we've put so much love into shoes, you know, especially women with the bloody high heels that couldn't be any more worse for health if they tried. But there is a massive movement with going barefoot. And the reason is because so much proof is coming out now about how incredible this is for health. Like, it's amazing. And basically what it is, like it says here, it's the process of absorbing Earth's free-flowing electrons from its surface through the soles of your feet. And it's so simple. Like, how simple is it to walk barefoot? It doesn't cost nothing. You can just step out into your garden if you have one. If you go for walks in the countryside, if you by the sea, go to the beach, take those socks and shoes off. It's one of the most incredible things you can do for your health, and it literally costs nothing. It's right outside your house. It's right there, and all it takes is for you to just take those rubber lead shoes off that are blocking this free-flowing electrons from entering into your body, because it is so healing for you. I can't even tell you how incredible it's healing for you. So, like, one of the best things that I really found when you are connected to the earth as well is that when everybody else is barefoot and connected to the earth as well, you are all connected together. You are on the same frequency, you're on the same resonance, and you are all healing yourselves simultaneously. And it is incredible, and you can be connected from someone in Australia, Canada, America, Europe, when you are all barefoot and on the ground, because it's all connected. You are all together as one. But we have become such a massive society of disconnect, and you know, I say it all the time, like, especially where I am in the world, everybody walks around in shoes all day, rubber shoes, heels, lead shoes. Nobody is ever grounded. And then they go to the homes or they go inside buildings, again, which are never ever grounded. And I think it's extremely rare that people are grounded a couple of times a year. I think it's extremely rare. I think the only time people are truly grounded is when they go on holiday. If they go on holiday and they go to the beach and they take the socks and shoes off and they get in the sea. And that is why so many people feel so refreshed and so happy and so healthy after a holiday. It's because they're in the sun, they're absorbing all that beautiful vitamin D, and usually they're walking around with no socks and shoes on, and they're in the ocean, and the ocean is an even better conductor for this because of the salt. And salt really helps to absorb it even further into it. It's even healthier. You know, this is why a lot of circuses and places take elephants down into the ocean. It's so they can get the healing powers of the sea. So I'm just gonna show you where is it? I watched this a few years ago now, and it was absolutely brilliant. And basically the guy in it, he found out about grounding, and he's in Canada, and he got his whole town to get grounded, and people were healing left, right and centre. There was a guy in a wheelchair that had been in it for decades, and I won't spoil it for you guys, but it's such a brilliant watch. So I really recommend this documentary. It's only an hour long, and you know, it's so worth it. And then go on to YouTube and type in David Wolf grounding experiment, and I recommend watching all of these, because it's just, honestly, it's not just hipster thinking this. You physically can see the science of why this is good for you, and you can physically see what happens in the blood. I've got some pictures to show you anyway, but another one is here. he's got a grounded bed, because you can buy items for your house, whether it's a grounding sheet, shoes, computer mats, that you plug into the plug sockets, and it's not plugged into the electric part, it's plugged into the part that is earthed to the ground. And basically when you put your body on this, it's like you're grounded. So you can be grounded indoors. But he shows you all the graphs of like how even like things that aren't switched on in the house, like plug sockets, lamps, computers that aren't switched on, those waves, those EMF waves are still hitting you. But when you get grounded, it's like it's a massive block and these waves can't hit you. And it shows you right here. It shows you here that all it takes is one person to be grounded, and you touch another, and you are all grounded. Like, there is just so much incredible scientific backup for how incredible just not wearing socks and shoes are. And again, the blood here. So, yeah, please do check these out, guys, because it's so important. But yeah. So again, the sunflower experiment, that is in I think it's in the documentary, and what they do is they have a few different sunflowers, and some are grounded and some aren't. And what they obviously found is that the grounded sunflowers lasted a lot longer and were a lot healthier, and the sunflowers that weren't connected to the earth, pretty much died. So yeah, so these are the grounded, ungrounded. There is just so much proof of how amazing this is. And when I found out about this a few years ago, I remember my son was a baby and I was carrying him around in these baby carriers that you have. And we went through a walk to this field by me, just like a nature walk. And I remember I just learned about it. So I started taking my socks and shoes off all the time. Anyway, I remember this one time I was with Caleb and I was walking around and I had my shoes in my hand, and on two different occasions people came up to me and was like, "Are you okay, love? Like, are you alright?" And I'm like, "I'm fine, why?" And they're like, "Well, you just look really sad, you're not walking in shoes." It's just like, the level of disconnect is just incredible. People actually think there's something not right if you decide to take your socks and shoes off. So this is something I really do talk about with a lot of people, and again, so many experiments are backing it up now. This was an ungrounded body, then a few days of being grounded, and you can see the difference. It's incredible. This isn't a hipster thing, guys. I keep saying it. It's not a hipster thing. It's not a gypsy thing. Everything in our world is upside down and backwards, okay? So we've been made to appreciate, adore, chase after shoes, especially expensive designer shoes, especially heels, because heels are even worse than rubber sole shoes. So everything is upside down. So they've done it because if we all knew that we could all be healthy just by walking barefoot, then there's no money in the pharmaceuticals for them. There's no money in getting us all pumped up on vaccinations and shit, because we're all healthy. So, but yeah, just look at this, 40 minutes of being grounded, and this blood here is all sticky, and people feel really lethargic, unhealthy, lazy, and then just 40 minutes and you can see a massive difference. And what I found as well is, when I'm with people and I'm like, look, we're in a clean area, it's a nice day, take those socks and shoes off. And they do. And I'm not kidding, within half an hour, the cheeks start to get like some red in the cheeks, some colour. And you can really see the difference. I feel healthier, happier. The worst thing we've got going on at the minute is because, especially where I am in England and the UK and stuff, we always have crap weather, and it's very hard to go about your day-to-day life and be grounded every day, because we're in this like industrial, materialistic world where you've got to go to towns which are filthy to walk on, so obviously you can't do that. So the best thing we can do is, when you can, if you've got a garden especially, just take your socks and shoes off and get out in the garden, even if it's for half an hour, even if it's for 10 minutes, even 10 minutes is better than nothing. But, if you can do half an hour, do half an hour. And then if you can buy things as well, you can actually buy grounding shoes. So it's like they've put, I think it's oh, let me have a look actually. I can't remember what it is, but they've put something into shoes that literally helps absorb the electrons from the earth, and it is incredible. I'll find the link, guys, and I'll post it because I'm not quite sure where it is. But yeah, where am I going? All right, yeah, okay. So yeah, again, there's so many studies. People are sleeping better. People aren't as anxious. The depressions are like easing up. Because that's another thing as well. When we disconnect ourselves from the earth, we become so blocked up emotionally, and it's very hard to get rid of these very blocked up emotions when we are grounded. It's like we are giving back and taking, giving back and taking. But when we're never grounded, it's like we're never giving, and it all boils up inside of us, and it's really not healthy, guys. So again, as well, this is the best thing I recommend for babies as well. Like my son as a baby, he was always laid on the grass, always. And one of the things you have to know is if you do have a garden and you're wanting to ground, do not use weed killer or any poisons in your garden, because you're just going to absorb them instead. And it's just, we need to start living cleaner, healthier, happier, more connected to each other, to the earth, to the ground. And, you know, when we live in harmony with all of what nature has provided for us, we will feel that harmony within ourselves. Okay, and I honestly, we should all be grounded at least for 10 minutes every single day. You know, in an ideal world, we would be grounded pretty much all the time, but in the Western world, it's impossible. But again, you know, like when you go to all these tribes around the world, and they've never worn shoes in their lives, and then tribes in the past have been introduced to shoes, and then all this sickness and diseases have entered into their tribes, and they've had to get rid of the shoes again. So honestly, guys, don't just take my word for it. Please watch the videos, the Grounded documentary and the David Wolf videos, like, because this guy's really clued up on so much stuff. Like, I really recommend watching all his videos, to be honest, because he really is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So I'll leave it there, guys. Yeah, hope you liked it, and take care.